with me. I mean,
Well, I was with Noreen, before Facebook.
oh, well, I know I mean, I didn't know her until we're live. Be careful what you say.
We're live. Hello,
Yeah,
Maureen.
well, hang on. I mean, I think we're live. Let's just
Okay.
let's see what's happening. Okay, we got online. We're live
We're
on the
live.
Facebook pages. We're waiting on YouTube.
Okay. I'm going to
Hello.
go to Soulogy and share it on my page.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna. Okay, we are live on all the platforms. We got the incredible. Okay, I can't even talk. So
Okay.
I'm gonna put the intro on, and
Do it.
you can share, and then we'll be back in a minute, 19 seconds.
Okay.
How's it going, everybody? It's a very special day. What is the day? 8/27/2020, which is actually, I believe, this is such a coincidence. It's not a coincidence.
No, of course not.
12/21. Yeah, it's by the Ethiopian calendar. If you saw Pamela's post today, it's 12/21. 12/21? 12/21.
12. The Mayan calendar.
Yeah, it's 12/21/2012.
date.
And after 3 years of chasing this beautiful sister down, she just sent me a note. She's like, I think I'm ready to come on now. And I knew something was happening. I just got to tell everybody, I'm all over the place because I'm really excited. Pamela, we've had a lot. I'm probably gonna start crying. We've had a lot of we have a tremendous amount of supporters, and everyone contributes energy, love, support, contributions, other resources, gifting of Airbnb, artwork, which we're going to be putting up when we move into the studio downstairs. And Pamela's actually come in in many ways in my field several times when things were very skinny and very lonely, and Morgan was in Australia, and I didn't even know Pamela, and she would just like pop in and lift me up, and everyone knows her. I don't have to really say a lot about her. She's just been and she's there all the time for everybody. And I remember having a conversation with you. I want to say like one of the first times I asked you, like two or 3 years ago, and you told me, and I don't remember all the specifics of it, but you told me how long you'd been doing this. And it was just coming into my understanding that there was people like you and Morgan that had been doing this for like 20 years and so on. And you were telling me, hey, I've been all over the place. I've done all this. And you weren't bragging. You just said, and so I'm done with that part. I'll let you guys go do the stuff and get in front of the screen, but I'm not coming back. But evidently your guides are pushing you, like so many women around the world, to step up now. And I'm very honored that you're doing it on this program, because you've been a big inspiration for me when times were difficult. And so thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a session with Benoit the other day, and they all pushed me.
Yeah.
It was actually on the full moon. I made a list of things to do that just started going off one after another, happening like instant manifestation. And it was like, you were on the list, and Benoit was on the list, and then Benoit was on your show, and he says, you asked for audience questions, and he said, I'm getting a 4. I'm getting a 4. And I'm going, oh, man, that's me.
Is that you?
That was me. And so I arranged with Benoit, and then they're all saying, you got to stop hiding. You got to stop hiding.
Well, I mean, I could just tell by the influx of messages that I got, not even comments. I got like maybe 10, 12 messages, people saying, oh my God, you got Pamela coming on. Where do we watch it? Which is all announced in the post. But I'm like, I'm laughing because I realize but I remember, that message or the conversation, the messages that we sent back and forth. And it was 2.5, 3 years ago. And you told me some of your story. Then I picked up a lot of your story from your post. So I know you've been all over the world, number one. You've been plugged in for a long, long time. You lived down in southern Mexico. You're very open about, I mean, you're reserved, but you're open. I don't know. When you open up, you don't mind talking about the things that, that you talk about and all. But how did that start for you? Because you're like, I mean, I've had messages back and forth with you about everything from Trump, Q, Galactic, or Orion Wars. I mean, I've had stuff, and you'll come in, and I'll be like, how does she know? I just had this lucid dream last night, and I'm going back to like 2015. I remember these days. I'd wake up in the morning, and there'd be a message, or I might make a little comment, and you'd go, okay, and you'd fill it in. But like, when did this all start for you? Was it always there?
The ascension part didn't kick in, didn't realize until the harmonic convergence in 1987 there. Some Jehovah's Witnesses came to the door. My mother-in-law was living with us, and she had every Bible there is. Her name was Ella, another L, and she was 92. Let's invite them in and have tea. And the first time these Jehovah's Witnesses said 144,000, things just started opening up. I'm going, oh, that's what this is about. Because up until that point, it was all about my psychic abilities, my UFOs,
really,
abductions, and not such great stuff about abductions either. Not having that. I don't know, but always, since I was just a little kid, there was. I had a invisible friend from Alpha Centauri. He went to school with me in 1st and 2nd grade. I had monsters in the closet. I had UFO landed in the backyard when I was 9, and that's a big, huge story.
Good God!
Yeah, I know that.
How did you make it? Were you telling your family members what was happening?
Oh yeah. My dad never believed it, but my mom, when we were kids, this is what we did on weekends. I'm the oldest of 4, so we had a station wagon. The other 3 go in the way back of the station wagon on Saturday nights.
I remember those.
my mom set the map. My dad's driving, and I'm in the second seat in the middle of them, or I'm looking out the window because we're going UFO hunting. This is what my mom wants to do for Saturday nights. So if there's a UFO in New Hampshire or Maine, we lived in Massachusetts, Connecticut, wherever, we're in the car. We're going to that site where this UFO stuff happened. And then, so obviously, my mom was part of this program as well, and agreed to bring me in. And because that's the way it is frequently, But it was a huge problem for her. Huge. When this UFO landed, I woke up Paula, my sister, and she was 7. I said, Paula, is this thing's 50 feet outside the bedroom window? It's disc craft and windows, and I can see little gray guys, and what I think was a mantis. But that could be a fake memory too, And I wanted to scream, Mom, 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 come see it. You know, finally, come see it. And I couldn't. And I was just like hypnotized. We lost a couple of hours.
Wow.
When we were, but it was a very comfortable, you know, it's not scary thing. And when we were released from this, I started screaming, Mom, 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 running down the hallway. It just went, and we ran out the front of the house and watched this thing. And she wasn't coming. And when she finally came out, there was nothing to see. She missed the whole thing. And we had been years going UFO hunting on Saturday nights, right? She missed the whole thing. Now, in retrospect, she was on the craft, you know.
She was on the craft.
In retrospect, that was one of them taking her,
okay.
which turned into some really misguided memories and problems.
God.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of the things that really stands out for me about you is you have you're not like one dimensional, like, and I'm not taking anything away from anybody, but you have this you're versed in the galactics, the star family. You're versed in the white hats, you know, what's happening. You're very open. I've seen you defend and also mediate, and you know, you just have this understanding. Maybe you don't know everything thoroughly, but you know a little bit about everything. You know, like you've got like a huge wealth of knowledge that is very diverse, which tells me
all my life, you know, researching all these things. Yeah.
So I got to ask you. This probably should be toward the end of the show, but I know you're like a person. I would say, okay, what is happening? I mean, there's so many narratives.
Yeah.
There's so many, you know.
The narratives are just all stories, and they're all
right.
They're all the creations that we've created that really don't exist anymore. It's just the memories keeping them going, you know. My thing's the big picture. The big picture. And we might hop over to this AI question. What is the AI, right? Yeah. Now, oh, for goodness, Judy Satori.
Yeah,
and she wrote this novel, which is really a historical novel about how it all started back, and I'm going to start Australian talking, started back in the Lyra, and how accidentally the Stargate was open to another universe. And this is where the AI came in. It was not created by our creator, or it is not part of our creation. It was an invasion.
Right.
So, you know that, I mean, and yeah, we use AI every day, obviously, computer algorithms and things like that, but not this thing that came in with the black goo and everything.
Yeah, you're talking about like the kind of stuff that you can find on Sentient Glossary, Lisa Renee's.
Yes, she's cool.
Yeah, I mean, but like a lot of the stuff that she talks about, I was reading some last night about Metatron, the Metatron cube and the flower of life, because I've always wondered why I've never connected with Metatron. Like it's just never popped in, and other people talk about it. It's always good to read stuff, expose yourself to stuff that provokes thinking, creative thinking, you know, or at least possibilities, you know, that type of thing. But going back to what you were saying, and yeah, that's a great place to start, the AI. So I have a general question. I'm here to learn, you know, and I'm open and to anything and everything. I don't know where the AI started. I resonate with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, what she's referring to in that book, which I'm going to have to look up now. But I always look at it this way. Even AI, even if it's not made direct from creator, is it not still made of the same stuff we are? And if it is, then can we work with it? Can we, co-op with it? Can we transform it?
It doesn't have consciousness, no. So you're not going to transform the consciousness.
So
It was stealing consciousness. So
right.
no, it's no.
So it would be like if creators set up let's just say, just use metaphors. If creators set up a virtual reality, let's just say that we're going to come play in and learn or something like that. Somebody came in and put an overlay in or hacked the system to create distortion and to start utilizing the force of our energy, which is both our emotions as well as our creative force, by our consent, but we were duped. And that's been the operating system perceived. So therefore, that's been what's been expanded and grown because we've been feeding it. Is that kind of a good?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And we were duped over and over again.
Yeah.
Over and over again. Even the latest Atlantis was part of this being duped. Yeah? All of the galactic wars were, well, my understanding is this AI first attached itself to the reptilian race, which was a benevolent race.
Yes.
Which was one of the first races on this planet in a benevolent way. And I do believe we still have a faction living in our Earth. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely really love that.
I want to talk about inner Earth. Going back to that now, the AI part of it, that would include the fourth dimensional entities, like the archonic entities. They were part of the machination of the AI.
I don't think I can answer to the archons because I don't know if that came from another universe or if that was one of our creations. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because if you look,
we created everything.
Go ahead.
We created everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's one of the reasons I listen to everything, and then you make up your own mind about it, everything, which changes every day, by the way. But if you listen to Franco, and there's other people out there that kind of dip into that historical narrative that tell it a little bit differently. But if you look at the timeline, 10,000, 15,000 years ago, the flood and all that, some of the stuff that we can get our hands on, he talked about how there was a organic 3D. It was based on polarity and duality. We set it up, and then somebody came to the table and said, hey, why don't we raise the stakes now? So with that, I wonder if at the level that you're talking about, at some level, was the AI our decision? Or was that a rogue kind of thing?
I think going further back than 15,000 years ago, there's the story of Lucifer, and the fallen angels, and the story that Earth was just not progressing spiritually, it was a happy place. The Lemuриans, we're a happy place, but not progressing spiritually. And so Mother Earth called for help. And be careful what you ask for, right?
Yes.
Because this is how we got the whole Luciferian deal, to really push us into consciousness, because out of chaos.
Yeah.
This is a story, I think in a couple of months, we're going to know a whole lot more, because we're going to really get turned on.
We're going to come back to this. I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
There's something, and I don't, I mean, over the last, I guess since 1st of July, maybe 1st of June, Well, you know how it is this year. Everything's just accelerated. You think you've experienced like the climax of expansion, and then the next month rolls around and you're down on your knees.
Mm.
But the dream state activity, like with you and I, like you've written me twice in the last 4 weeks, or we've exchanged messages, and you said we were, and I'm like, yeah, I remember. I don't remember a lot of people in dream state, more this summer, but you're one of them that's there, and a few other people I won't get into, but I don't get that galactic thing. I don't get that um, what do you call them, the councils often, but I get people, and I can tell we're working. Do you have any sense of?
I I don't always remember,
Yeah,
but I cannot count the number of people where I've shown up in their dreams.
yeah,
For many, many, many years, I've shown up in their dreams with advice. Like who am I to give advice? But I don't remember, too many situations with you as lucid dreaming. Lucid, so real. Lucid
yeah,
dreaming.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and where are you at? You said that in a couple of months you think we'll know.
I think we will. I think we're shifting it. I think it's already started, and these are the my core here, which I call my 0 point, our 0 point core. This is our Stargate right above the belly button. It's been spinning like nonstop for weeks, and this is just more and more of a attachment to who we really are. All these aspects of ourselves, right? Merging in, and we're not doing this for nothing. I think I think there's going to be a big DNA activation, and if that is with a physical solar event, I kind of think so.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Kind
definitely getting physical.
of. Hmm.
And like I was talking to Franco, was it yesterday or the day before, and I was telling him about not only physical in the body, but like I was telling him about Morgan and I went to Walmart here in this small town we live in,
Yes, I
and you heard, what I'm talking about, and I said, did people see us? Were we invisible or something? And then I got a couple of messages from people. I actually got one from a lady in Melbourne, in Victoria, where they're clamping down on everything. And
Yes.
her and her kid, she said when she goes out, she only wears it over her mouth or she just pulls it down. And
Yeah.
she went to the chemist to fill a prescription, and her kid went in. They didn't even wear the mask. And she said, we just walked in, we paid, everything was fine, nobody said a word. And it makes you wonder,
They were living in their own timeline.
yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like
Their
that's,
own timeline, yeah. Like the guy who turned around to you and said, "Hello, brother."
yeah.
Or was that to
Hmm.
somebody else?
Yeah. No, but I had that happen in Kauai when I got to Kauai, because I don't know if you remember the story in Kauai. I was just trying to get reunited with Morgan. I didn't have anything. I'm told you're going to Kauai. I'd been in Sedona, and I thought that was it. And I get to Kauai, I walk into this little convenience store on the main drag, and I'm standing there, and this dude is in front of me, and he turns around and he says, the mother brought you here. The mother wanted you here. That's the kind of moment you're talking about. I got so freaked out. I dropped my stuff and I walked out. I was like,
Yeah.
how does this happen, right? But this is what you're talking
Oh,
about.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had a car accident 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
The man did not see me. Now, all of my vehicles, I've had this consciousness with my vehicles.
Yeah.
I've had a truck that has driven with no gas for over 100 miles through mountain passes. So I have this. So I guess when I'm riding in my car, I'm riding in my cloud. This guy did not see me at all. It's no big deal. I lost the rear view mirror, which is perfect because that's like no rear view, no looking back, right? So I got my message out of that one. No rear view.
Wow.
Yeah, didn't see me. I sat down I know this happens to other people, you know, I
Well,
sit down at a restaurant and somebody sits down at the table because they don't see me sitting
yeah.
there.
You've been doing this for a while though, because I remember you were the first person. I swear to God, I'm going to be crying before the show's over because I'm pulling up these memories of like when you came in, but you were the first person, and this would go back to about 2017, and you sent a contribution, you know, and I remember, or something like that happened, and somebody had said something in the comments, and you said to them, "I don't look at my account.
I don't.
I just I just never look at it, and I just trust. I put my energy out, and I know it's going to be reciprocated." And from that point on, I wasn't like I flipped the switch and I was able to master it. But from that point on, I took a conscious, I was very conscious about, that type of fear, lack and all that. And I got that from
That
you.
program,
Yeah. But
that program,
that's the same thing to me.
we can control all the programs we want. It's not that easy, but we can control all of it. We are creating all of it.
Has it gotten easier for you?
What gotten easier? Controlling?
Is it flowing better? Are you seeing
I live it. I've been living it for years. I got thrown the loop February 28th when my husband passed. I got thrown a wrench because I was used to just being in my bliss, in my meditation, in my manifestation, in my travels, and this, so 2020, man, yeah, I had to learn how to use the lawnmower. I'm doing repairs because he was ill for a long time. He didn't have the energy, so I'm pretty exhausted. I'm not in, yeah, but everything is perfect. I knew it was going to happen. And talk about cry, you want to have tears right before. I showed you this plasma we've got surrounding us today. The energy is so intense. I had to, right before the show, go outside and ground. And I walked outside to ground in these humongous feather clouds and a cloud that spelled out the word love. And then there's clouds that made 1111. And there's a woodpecker in the tree knocking, which is portal. The 1111. So it's a portal day. It's a huge portal day. And, there was like Arcturians and the sky was crazy. I started crying. I come in the house here to sit down and set up the computer, and I can feel Rich's presence here. Everything's so close.
Yeah. And it's 12/21/20.
No way.
What I mean is that the date,
right?
the Ethiopian date is 12/20 or December 21st, 2020 or 2012.
Isn't that something?
And that's the day you come out.
Oh, crazy. That's crazy.
Was there a time like you're a little kid and your mother's taking you UFO chasing, like a storm chaser, was there a time when your team came in and said, "Hey, Pamela, we got a mission"?
My mission as a child, I was like head of household from the age of 11 because of my mother's issues. And I learned my power. I would have the neighborhood kids over. I'd have seances. I learned my magic. I learned my power. I was always talking to the stars. I was talking to the rat in my basement. He talked. That was real. life was crazy. It was surreal. My life was surreal. I don't remember a lot of those years because I've had a couple of walk-ins, and now they're only like memories that are like screenshots, and they have no emotional attachment to them at all, not at all, to all of those years. So ninth grade taught. Ninth grade, I was drinking a shot of vodka before I walked to the bus stop. That's how I got through high school. And pot.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get any argument from me on that. But the walk-in thing.
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I've asked Franco about this like 5 times, and I still don't get it. But from your perspective, like I get the part about you don't have as much clarity on the memories and you don't have that emotional attachment. What were the biggest markers or the biggest characteristics that you can look back and say, okay, that I had a walk-in. This is what changed.
Yeah, sure. I took a bottle of pills to kill myself, laid down on the floor knowing I was going to die, and then I woke up and said, oh shit, but there was something different.
Yeah.
I was more aware. It was like I was already aware of who I am, right? But I was more on target, more on mission. And things fall away. Family falls away. Everything falls away.
Yeah.
You're just more on mission. It's like, no, you're not leaving.
Yeah, I got that same speech. Yeah, that's for sure. And I know a lot of people did. And a lot of people tried to exit, me included, I mean, there was a lot of people that, and something wouldn't let us go, right?
In my earlier years, in my 20s was nuts, 30s was nuts. I don't even know how to start. Well, I did do 2 years in a mental institution.
Yeah.
And this is where how old was I? I don't know, 29. I don't know. But this is where I met other starseeds. And this was 1989, whatever.
Wow.
It was like when they first started targeting us as bipolar because they knew exactly who we were. I know that. They knew exactly who we were. And this is when I met other ones like me. So I was almost 30 years old before I met somebody else like me. And then we proceeded to have our own little council meetings. And one night I stole the keys because it's locked. We're on the 5th floor. All the doors are locked. Elevators are locked. I stole the keys. We all went out at night, spent the whole night rolling down the grassy hills, turned ourselves in the morning. Yeah.
Starseeds are help.
I'm not crazy. I'm just different.
Starseeds are rebels and hellraisers.
Yeah, we are.
Push the envelope, thrill seekers. Do you have any recall of, some people talk about their star family lineage, pretty convincingly, and I believe them. I believe everybody's reality. Do you have anything that stands out? I mean, like, communication.
You know what? They kind of all want to own me. Not own me, but I think we're everything.
Yeah, I do too. That's why.
So I have contact with all of these different races, but for different reasons. And working with them, maybe our last stop was the Pleiades, or our last stop was Sirius. Yeah. But I think we're all of them, all the way. I know myself all the way back to Lyra, and beyond. Before that, before there were, we create. I know at least I was a part of the creation of Earth, older than dirt.
Yeah.
way before humanity.
Yeah.
And this is why I think I'm here, as part of this mission, because I was way, way back.
Oh, I feel you. I'm just curious, this is a personal thing. Do you remember, they talk about the black goo, but I remember this other goo. And it was kind of like a translucent pinkish orange, and it had this really peculiar smell. And I've always felt that that was the original plasma when the Earth was created, like what it was created from. Do you have any memory of a goo like that?
I have no memory of a goo like that except the movie The Blob or something like that.
It looked like that.
Plasma, that's it. Plasma is the building blocks.
Yeah.
That's the building blocks of our creation.
Yeah.
Everything sentient is in that plasma. And yeah.
How do you stay balanced? With, how do you stay in that mediator frequency, in that central frequency, 0 point whatever, especially now as it seems to be getting louder and louder, and I see it, and it doesn't look very harmful at all, but I see people getting really loud and projecting, and I understand that it had to come up to be released, but it gets pretty intense with some of the narratives going on out there. How do you stay centered?
Committed to it. I've been committed to it for a long time. And that's why maybe 3 years ago, people were not ready for what's happening now to talk about. Because what's happening now, I've been talking about this, oh my goodness, 20 years maybe. What's happening now. And I have a granddaughter. And she says, I should have put stock in you because everything you told me 12 years ago is happening. You should be on the market. I should put stock in you. But back then, she thinks her grandmother's Looney Tunes. Commitment and the big picture. Always staying in the big picture. What is this about? Why are we doing it? What's playing out? Why does it have to play out? Why do we allow it? Like the Star Trek, what is that called? The Prime Directive. Mm-hmm. Do no harm.
Yeah.
Do no harm. Don't try to blow somebody's mind by telling them about, reptilians or something.
Yeah.
They're not going to hear you, And if you're not coming from the frequency, the level of understanding of this stuff, you still have to go through that Jacob's ladder. You have to do those stair steps yourself, by yourself.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Not at all. Because I was doing it really slowly. Right?
I don't know if anyone's done it fast. Even on
I remember doing the laying in bed at night, and doing, this was before 2005, I think, with all the memories come in and you go, oh yeah, I was responsible for that. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I forgive myself. One every night, one after another, after another.
Your past life incarnations.
No. In this lifetime.
In this
lifetime. I'm sure other stuff was coming in and it was very quantumly healing, but that was, doing that process that, others have done since 2012. Doing that. Yeah.
You were clearing.
Yeah. I was just clearing the body so that I could be, I work with I don't care what you call it. I'm on a light council, and I work with the Galactic Federation, whatever we want to call it, because they were in charge of how much frequency could humanity handle, how much was going to be allowed in over the years. And I was like the guinea pig. And, I'd kind of get a short time of heads up. Just going to feel it in my body. I'd feel it all starting. Several times I levitated right off the bed and I'm shouting, it's too much, it's too much. They can't handle it, down. So I've been part of that program a long time. And now it's wide open. Now there's no holding back. There hasn't been for several years. But the frequency, I've been about frequency and energy, a lot.
Where do the elementals come in?
I love them. Yeah. Where do they come in? Elementals like fairies and elves, or clouds and rain?
Well, I guess, elementals would be the nature spirit kingdom, and that would include cloud. I don't know. I never thought about that before.
I think they were before humanity.
Yeah, clouds. Yeah, the clouds.
Second dimension consciousness before humanity.
Yeah.
I know you love Merlin.
Yeah.
Merlin took me inner earth one night, and I was like so thrilled just to be with him, but he's pointing me over there, and there's a woman's circle, and I went over and they had me join the circle, and they all had drums, It was a young girl in the middle with a singing bowl. She was just learning the singing bowl, and all these other older women sitting around. And it was just beautiful. And then I looked, and oh my God, they all have pointy ears. Oh my God, they're all 2.5 feet tall.
I swear to you, I saw one over here about 10 days ago.
They say they hang out in Starbucks.
Starbucks.
They love to, or leprechauns or elves, they love to work in Starbucks. They just love to meet people.
The inner earth is, you said the Pleiadians or Pleiades are Sirius, and that's how I feel. Like, I feel like that's the closest, that's like our past, our near past. But the inner earth just keeps getting bigger and bigger, just steadily, deliberately, just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Particularly for me, anyway. These Agarthians, they're really the bluish white skin and the white hair, blondish white. I can see them. I can feel them. I know they're near. I know they're trying to talk. I can't. I'm too attached to actually open up, and I'm working on it. But this has been going on a while. Do you get that feeling? You've been exposed to?
We want to do as much work as we can to merge with inner earth, to unify with inner earth. Because all the realms, all the kingdoms right now, we're merging and unifying. And then, of course, you have to think, well, there is no time, right?
Yeah.
So what is inner earth? I mean, are they future us?
Yeah.
Are we merging with future us?
Could be, yeah.
That's the deal.
If what's your take on this? Okay, so I know I'm pretty open about what we go through, but just as an example, you have beings. Morgan and I would have beings come into the room.
Yeah.
Translucent beings. Are they aspects of us? And I know ultimately everything's one, but I'm saying, are those aspects of us from your perspective when somebody gets a visitation?
Could be.
Yeah.
It could be. I know it's probably a little of both, right?
Yeah.
Us, but sometimes they just show up to bring joy. One night I had a couple of them dancing out in the backyard in the garden. Just, I was in my room playing music. And I look outside and there's 2 of them out there dancing, just for joy.
Yeah. Yeah. I had that happen with 2 Hathors. I remember they had these big, tall hats on. They were tall and lean, and they were all about that. All they wanted to do was dance. I'm like, I don't even know who you are. We're the Hathors.
We've got to lighten up, man. We really do.
True.
I mean, I've been a pretty serious person.
Yeah.
They've always had a sense of humor. I mean, you get to some of the stuff that we've been through. Come on.
Do you? I mean, everybody talks about the different clairs, right? And the people will say, like this person here is saying, why can't I see something out of normal, except on Mount Shasta? But people experience things differently. I have a feeling yours is like a little bit of everything. But how do you normally know what to do? Like where you're supposed to,
It's
because I
like
know you've been around a lot. I know that because I've seen some of your old
I just
pictures and
have
stuff.
the thoughts, and I know that the thoughts are being shared with me. It's not a voice.
Yeah, right.
And you get the syncs and the clues and things just show up. Or, I mean, my computer screen, well, one of my old computers was more conscious with me. I've had a couple of them hit by lightning, so there's a lot of stuff lost there. But this particular computer would just, I wouldn't hit anything on the keyboard, and the website I need would pop up. So whoever was making this happen, and because I didn't react or go, oh, I don't believe this is happening, you just go with that, and bring me more. I was getting all kinds of stuff. I was getting blueprints and science formulas, and it's like, what am I going to do with this? But I'm thinking, I'm not the only one getting it, because someone out there, someone else knows what to do with it. It's like a group download or something.
Yeah.
Someone else knows what to do with it.
Do you think when you talk about, hey, in 2 months we're going to know, and I know you're saying that's kind of your feeling, your gut. Do you think it's going to be at the level of?
Maybe it's 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Maybe.
Do you think it's at the level that that enough of us would have a vast amount of our pre-incarnation, be it on planet, off planet, memories?
That's what I'm counting on.
Yeah.
We deserve that, don't we? Isn't that time? It's time. That's what I'm counting on. Yeah.
That's what I keep going
What
through.
are we? And then what are we? This is fun, right? This is fun. What are we then? We're like Yeshua said, you're going to walk on the earth like me, only more, right? Then what are we going to be doing? We're going to be real magicians. We're getting a taste of it now, even more and more.
Yeah. What's the most incredible divine thing you've ever had happen? Did you ever have anything happen where you were just like, oh my God, I am crazy?
Oh my God, many times.
Yeah, that's what I figured. that's like
you're crazy, You got to own that. You own you're crazy. Oh my God, the most amazing? I don't know.
You've just had so many, I would imagine.
No. I remember the council meeting. I used to remember council meeting. I'd taken up a lot of scientific stuff, showing what was going to happen, weather-wise, climate-wise, space weather-wise. And on one of them, I got to ride in this vehicle that you use with your hands, like this. And it's done with consciousness. And you tuck your feet behind these 2 bars. And I look behind me, and there's my cat. My cat was with me. My cat's 19. She's at my feet right now. She's got a little dementia, and she's 19 years old. But I don't think she's leaving until, we're doing this together. So we're on this flying thing. Oh, my God, that was so much fun.
Wow.
Attending these meetings, council meetings, and beyond being on Earth, that makes it really real. And then did it really happen? And yes, I know that really happened, but I haven't remembered a council meeting in a while. The last time that I took a risk, I did, and I just lost it. And I think so. I don't remember them. I know I'm going because I get put down a lot of times. When I get put down, that's like receiving, the cosmic Valium. You're going, boom, you're going.
Yeah.
You're going for 4 or 5 hours. I know I'm going. I'm just not remembering them anymore because I give them such a hard time.
What's your take on, like if you look at a group of light workers, or you look at a group of any other type of group, religion, social, whatever, that there's this percentage of this type of personality, this percentage of this, but in regard to the government, let's just say,
Okay.
the proverbial white hats is where I'm going with this. Do you feel that there is a proportionate amount of light workers in, let's just say, government or in the oligarchy itself?
Yeah, we need them there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because what's a light worker? Conscious person. Yeah. We need them there. Yeah.
One of the other things too that it just feels like in the last couple of years, I mean, there was a lot of ways it was said, but like the reptilians have been rocketed out of the realm. The quarantine has been removed. The projection of the inverted 3D is off. Per Franco. So there's been a lot of ways it's been said. And even like the fourth dimensional influences, have been removed. Does it feel that way to you? Does it feel like we're being reciprocated quicker and maybe even for past deeds? Like there was a delayed gratification that was necessary to get us to a certain point?
Well, you got to believe it. You got to believe it. In 2015, I was working with the astral realms a lot. Clearing the astral realms. And we pretty much collapsed the astral realm in 2015. What happened then? A lot of possessions on the earth plane. A lot of possessions because they weren't going up, right? So there was a lot of people going crazy there, like at the end of 2015. We had... they have nowhere to go. They're burning up with this frequency. And they are taking some people with them. But,
Do you made reference to you're not leaving. I know I feel the same way. And it was shown a few things over the years. And I know a lot of people have made, people that I've talked to, like on this show, talk about some of the, harrowing life, threatening experiences and even thoughts and stuff that they had. But it seems like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me like at least in I don't want to say a small circle, but a certain field, there's been like almost like ultimate protection from day one for certain people, and I don't really like to create any kind of division or anything, but there just seems to be.
I think we're protecting ourselves as well. Yeah. As well as our higher selves protecting us and our teams protecting us. That's allowed to the extent of we did have human free will, and, if we have to experience something, we do. But I'm going to have a brain freeze now. So as, we're beyond 4D. We're 5D. We've been doing the 5D for a while. Yeah. Yeah. So this realm, we're protecting ourselves with our own frequency. They can still mess with our computer, and they do. Yeah. And they still mess with me all the time. Yeah. But I think, I could write books and books about experiences about, going to Egypt and they tried to flip the plane over, or, the stuff, that kind of stuff. in my life, yeah, which I think could drive a lot of people crazy, but I know what's going on. I know what's going on.
Wow.
And you learn that you're powerful enough to hold it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold it off. I've flown planes with consciousness. I've driven vehicles that have lost control. The driver's lost control and I'm in the back. And I've driven this vehicle with consciousness. It's not like something I do every day, but when it kicks in an emergency situation, and you do it, and then you go, how do you go back to being I'm not powerful? Right?
Yeah. It's instinctive. It's like
so this is what we're going to do. I mean, in the coming months, this is what we're going to do.
With you.
We're going to direct all this with our powerful consciousness. But
I'm with you.
That's what all purification is about, so that we're not going to be allowed to create if we're doing it from a duality. And this is why we do want as many light workers that if they're not in the White House or Congress or whatever, let them do what they're doing. Let the White Hats do what they're doing. Don't spend your day on that.
Yeah.
Get up here with the frequency work, the inner work. The more, this is, whatever's playing out in the 3D world is only because there's so many of us up here.
Yeah. Holding
frequency and creating new grids and blueprints and systems or whatever. So if you're still really magnetized to that stuff, try to back off.
Let the people that are in that arena
do the work.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a great answer. Yeah, that's a great answer because I think it also addresses, getting over attached or overly focused on something else when really the best thing we can do is find our purposes, our missions in our arena and focus on that. Like you're saying, everybody, move to what their strengths are,
Or maybe it's just a matter of moving to joy.
Yeah,
so many of us, we don't know what is our mission or, that hasn't been assigned yet for a lot of people.
True.
The younger ones, that hasn't been assigned yet. I mean, they're getting prepared in a way. But, just right now, don't participate in the matrix.
Yeah. Yeah, be with who you want. Do what you want. Of course, we know that. I mean, from a place, what did you say was the prime directive? Do no harm.
Do no harm.
Yeah.
Do no harm.
Yeah. See, and I'm with you. I mean, I hear even from people that are highly credible, it's going to be 10 years, 15 years, such and such years. And a lot of them will qualify and say, but it depends on how we progress. But I think it's like right in front of us.
What is time? What is time?
Well,
right?
That's true.
I mean, we're all experiencing this now, this no time, this 0 point where, oh my God, things are happening in a quantum blink of an eye. So if we're trying to think of it with a linear, in 10 years, because this has to happen, guess what? It did already.
I know. And
it already did.
It's weird. Like we were driving down this state highway over here by the house, and it was only like, let's say a 12-mile drive. And we're just talking, and this isn't the only time this has happened. And the next thing you know, I'm in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did we get here? There's only 2 exits.
Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, we drive it all the time. Like, how did I miss that? We're both like, well, we don't know.
I did that once, and then I was lost. It was like, where am I? How did I get here? What is this road? Yeah. very cool, outside of time.
So people talk about New Earth.
Mhm.
I've heard it presented a lot of different ways, and I know, I guess at the end of the day, everything is a metaphor. But we've talked about two Earths that are existing at the same time, four Earths, almost like it's a place that we're going. I have a feeling it's right where we're at. You
And
know.
a dimension. Yeah. It's just a matter of raising frequency, and then you're in this New Earth reality. About the splitting of Earths, that could be a metaphor just because, I mean, I've seen this. I've seen this in visions, this physical splitting of the Earths. But there are those, the real, I'm sorry, but the ones who are not getting on board, right? That remain in that lower 3D, they're still in 3D, and 3D is self-destructing. It doesn't really have any future at all. So, yeah, that falls away. You know, I don't see it as two separate places. I see it more like the metaphor dimensions.
Yeah, I get that.
And as far as me staying, yeah, maybe.
I'm staying.
Maybe a part of me is staying. But no, man, we're quantum now. We're here, we're there, right? Consciousness-wise.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're only staying here. We're here, we're there, we're there, we're here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been happening more. And I think for more people. How many people, I don't even know how to say this question, but how many people, what percentage of the people on the earth do you think are conscious? And I know that number's had to have grown a lot this year, but I don't even guess it matters really, but I think there's a lot more than we think, than most people think.
Yeah. And I think over the next several months, there's going to be a lot more. A lot more. I mean, we're coming to the end here where everything is going to get really crazy. Really crazy.
Yeah.
And it's going to push people right into consciousness.
Yeah. To choose themselves.
Yeah.
Choose themselves.
I know. You see it happen. You see it happen, right?
Are you excited?
I am so grateful. I am so relieved because I'm pretty tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, really excited. Really excited.
Like, I mean, you were telling your granddaughter this 12 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Did you ever?
This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Now, she's really into the Patriot thing, you know, and the Q thing. She got turned on to that. And then she'll send me stuff all the time or whatever, or ask me. And I'm saying, like, but I'm not focusing that on that, honey. You know, I'm focusing on the big picture. I just want to bring her along like this. And she will in time.
Yeah.
Will in time.
These kids are amazing, aren't they?
The babies. Oh, my God, my little kids. I got a 4-year-old. He's my Mexican family, you know, they're my handyman and his wife. And, you know, when they've been with me for 18 years. So I've watched the 3 daughters grow up and have kids. And now so I've got this 4-year-old nieto, little Mexican grandson. And he's like, he knows me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
He knew me out there. He knows where I come from. He's a riot. He's a riot.
Yeah, these little ones are. That's why, to me, it's, if you look at them as like markers, like, and you could say, okay, well, what happens when all the kids born in the last year or two are 10 years old? But I think they're more of an indicator, like where we're at. all of us in that it's more like where are they going to be in, when they start walking or when they start figuring stuff out, and
Well, they couldn't have come in if we hadn't done the work we did.
no, no.
Absolutely not. And this one, he is like just an old soul. I know they say there are new souls coming in.
Yeah.
And yet, though, he's an old man. He's old.
Yeah, my first grandchild, my grandson, I got to see him in Florida. I talked about this, but I changed his diaper, and I swear I heard immediately, hey, we've had a couple of lives together. Go give my mom a message, and and the baby's screaming. And, but I was like, and it was very much like that. Like I knew immediately there was a connection beyond the cliche, which is like, which I told my daughter and she didn't answer. This stuff is, the
Well, they
golden.
got such pure, uninhibited psychic power. And you picked up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've got an entourage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've got an entourage. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting real. Okay, so what about teleporting? Do you think we'll see that?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Well, teleporting or bilocation. I can't wait for bilocation. Seriously. I'm stuck on this side of the border in Mexico. I can't come, do my time.
I'm trying to get out of the country. I'm trying to go home to Australia.
But Rich could do this. He could teleport. He could go back in time into a situation and be so real that he was there, or is that bilocation?
I don't know. It works for me either way.
Yeah. No.
And I think if I look at myself and some people I know, I've experienced it, but my feeling of what is coming is much more of a physical experience. Like I had one even like 3 nights ago. I was with Morgan, and when I opened my eyes, I'm like, where am I? I wasn't here.
Mm-hmm.
I was in another place, and it wasn't an earthly place, but there was a lot of company there. I remember that.
Yeah, I've done that, and it's very disorienting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know where you're at, what year it is. Oh, I'm waking up here.
I never know what day it is, what month it is. I mean, I can be 6 months off. I mean, I used to feel bad about it, but I guess that's part of what's leaving, isn't it? We're not going to have that. I mean, why would
rewiring? Because the brain's being rewired not to do the linear thing, but to do the quantum thing.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter what day it is.
Do you feel like that there's a lag between the energetic field and physical manifestation? I guess I know there is, but is that kind of coming together? The something occurring in the energetic field versus when it manifests physically, is it getting like really close together?
Really fast for us personally as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the telepathy.
I can use that. You can use that. You are using it. I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
I looked at an old gas tank in the yard and I thought, I got to get that thing out of here. It's rusting. But I was on my way to meet somebody for lunch, and the gas truck starts coming. You know that we have gas trucks. This is the old-fashioned way. Everything comes by truck, the water, whatever. The gas truck comes by. And I'm going, I don't have time. But I called that because I had the thought.
Yeah.
I just had the thought, I've got to replace this gas tank. And the gas truck comes. And this is right now happening for me. Really be careful of your thoughts.
Yeah. Oh no, that's
really
a big
use them. Really use them as well. So, if I'm thinking something, the phone rings and it's that person I need or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's 0 degrees of separation as now. Yeah.
Yeah, the telepathy is like and every
Yeah.
and everything's moving. It's no, you can't even say it's moving fast. It's moving at beyond exponential. It's like multifaceted, multidimensional, multiple streams. So on one hand, you're losing your, it's like you're like you're going senile, and then on the other hand, you got all these streams coming in, and you're
Coming
clearly,
in,
yeah,
hooking up, and it's like how brilliant we are, huh?
yeah.
How brilliant we are to be able to do this.
I think it's gonna be the story's gonna blow our mind. Like we are it. I
We're
mean,
ready for it.
yeah, me
We're
too,
ready for it. We
me
are.
too. Yeah.
I think honest, today is something. I don't know. We'll see. Today is something.
Well, yeah.
You're gonna get the storm, man.
I know my family's already going through down there. Yeah, today is something. Did you just find out today about the
Yeah,
Ethiopian calendar?
yeah. A friend in Australia sent that to me this
So go
morning.
figure that. I mean, that's not a coincidence. So you just find out today. You're coming on today. Uh, it feels that way. It
Yes,
feels right.
it's a sync. It's a hookup. I mean, we planned it.
Yeah.
Imagine that we planned it. That's
Well,
crazy.
I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed this. I'd love to keep going. I got another show in 15 minutes,
I know
but
you do. I know you do.
I'd love to get together with you again if you're up
Let's
for it.
do it again.
Huh?
Let's keep celebrating. I mean, we're
Yeah,
here. We're here.
yeah, yeah,
Man.
yeah,
And really, I just want to say to everybody, I love you so much. I will start crying now.
yeah.
I just adore you. I respect everything everybody has been through and done and what we are. There is no I. There's just I am, we are. Oh, wow, what we've done. Amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
Oh, I'm honored to have you on this show, and I'd love to do it any other time you want to.
Okay.
Anytime you need anything from me, you just let me know. You're a super special, beautiful, beloved sister. On behalf of everybody, because I know they all feel the same way. You take care. I love you.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Have a great day.
We'll see you later.